Hello students. So today we have got English lecture and in your textbook come to page number 138, lesson number 3.6, and the name of the lesson is The Concert. Okay. So before we start with the lesson, I hope so students you are present for the open house and very well everyone knows how much marks you have secured in your English paper. Now, and those students who have got less marks, please try to read the lessons. Now we will start with the lesson, the concert. You know what you mean by the word concert. Concert means a live performance is going on in an auditorium. Whether it's music performance or singing performance, that is called the concert. Now this lesson, before we read the lesson, I will just read the summary of the lesson. Now, see here, this is a touching story written by Shanta Rao. She shows Pandit Ravi Shankar, the sitar maestro. So, who's Pandit Ravi Shankar? Who plays the musical instrument, the sitar, love and generosity for his fans. Now, why is fans? Who you know the what you mean by fans? Smita and Anand. So there are two characters in this lesson. One is Smita and Anand. Were music lovers and and Pandit Ravi Shankar fans. So they were big fan of Ravi Shankar, who Smita and Anand. Anand was diagnosed with a cancer, hence he could not go to the Pandit's concert. So since Anand was suffering um, from cancer and unfortunately he was not able to go to see the concert. His sister wanted her brother to hear the Pandit's much loved music. Smita and the father went for the concert. So Smita and the father they went for the concert and enjoyed themselves tremendously. After the concert, Smita went to speaker to speak to the great sitar player and told him that her brother Anand was a Pandit's fan and he was suffering from cancer and he was going to die. So Anand's sister Smita went personally and spoke to Pandit Ravi Shankar, and she said that her brother was not supposed to come and see the concert because he was diagnosed with cancer. She requested him to play music for the brother at their aunt's place. Pandit Ravi Shankar and Ustad Allah Rakha agreed and played for Anand, who enjoyed the music as life went out of him slowly. So, as they were playing the music, life went out of him slowly means he was no more in this lesson. Now, now a brief introduction about this author. Shanta Rao was a notable dancer from India. She was exponent of Bharatanatyam and also studied Kathak, Kali and Kuchipudi. So she was a dancer and she had studied two forms of dancing, that is Kathakali and Kuchipudi. She was a recipient of Padma Shri and Sangeet Natak Academy Award and Kalidas Sanman for music, dance and drama. So she had also achieved awards in different fields. This is a true story, but the name except Pandit Ravi Shankar and Ustad Allah Rakha have been changed. Okay. Now, one morning in a small apartment, a building where these characters were staying in Bombay, a girl about 16. So the girl was 16 years old, looked up from the newspaper and said excitedly, Pandit Ravi Shankar playing tomorrow at Shamukananda Auditorium. So this is a hall. Auditorium is a hall where Pandit Ravi Shankar was supposed to have his performance. Shoo shoo, said her mother, pointing to the finger, sleeping on the bed. You will wake him up. And who was sleeping on the uh, bed? Anant was sleeping on the bed. You know he needs all the sleep and rest he can get. But the boy on the bed was not asleep. So he was not sleeping on the bed, he was just lying on the bed. Pandit Ravi Shankar, he said. Pandit Ravi Shankar, the sitar maestro. Sitar maestro means Pandit Ravi Shankar used to play the instrument of sitar. Maestro means he was expert in playing this musical instrument. He raised himself up on his elbows for 1 second, then fell back. But his eyes were shining. We mustn't miss the chance, he said. I have always wanted to hear him and see him. So what was Smita's brother told? That I want to see how Pandit Ravi Shankar is playing the musical instrument and I want to see him personally. Lie down, sir, son, lie down. His mother sprang to his side. So mother said, lie down, sir, you're not well. He actually raised himself up without help. She murmured. Who murmured? Mother murmured, with a catch in her throat and her eyes turned to the idol on a corner shelf. The prayer which she uttered endlessly came unbidden to her lips. So she was saying some prayers and it came up to the mother's lip. Murmur means what? Quietly spoken words. I must hear him and see him. So who said this? Anand said, I must hear him and see him. The boy repeated, it's a chance of lifetime. And since Pandit was going to play and he wanted to see, and this will be some great achievement for Anand for his lifetime. Then he began to cough and gasp with breath and had to be given oxygen from the cylinder that stood under the bed. Since the boy was coughing and he was becoming breathless, he was supposed to give an oxygen cylinder which was kept under the bed, but his large eyes were fixed on his sister, and this boy kept on looking at the sister. Smita bit her lip in self reproach. She had been so excited at seeing the announcement that she had not remembered that the brother was very ill. But when Smita seen the advertisement in the newspaper, she announced and she completely forgot that the brother was not keeping well. She had seen how the doctors had shaken their heads gravely and spoke words that neither she nor her parents could understand. But somewhere inside, Smita had known the frightening truth, and Smita was knowing that the brother was diagnosed with cancer and may or may not, he might not be till the end with us. That Anant was going to die, and Anant was going to die. I said that may they were not knowing whether Anand was going to be with them for the lifetime. The word cancer had hung in the air. Her brother was dying of cancer, even though she pretended that all would be well and they would return together. But Smita had hopes that he will become completely cured and they will come back with us. A small family of four. So they were only small family of four. Father, mother, brother and sister to their home in Gaganpur. And where they were staying in Gaganpur. And he was only 15. What was Anand's age? He was only 15 years old and the best table tennis player in the school and the fastest runner, and he used to play table tennis and he was the fastest runner. He was learning to play the sitar and even he was he was learning how to play the musical instrument sitar. They were both taking sitar lessons, but Anand was better than her, as in many other things. But compared to Smita, Anand was better in all activities. He was already able to compose his own tunes to the astonishment of their guru, and he was able to make his own music also with the help of his guru. Then cancer had struck and they had come to Bombay. So from Gaganpur, they were staying in the place in Gaganpur. So they have to come to Bombay. Why? Because for his treatment of cancer. So that he could be treated at the cancer hospital in the city. Whenever they came to Bombay, they stayed with Aunt Sushila. So the auntie's name, what was the aunt name? The aunt name was Sushila, and they were staying with Sushila in Mumbai. Her apartment was not a big, but there was always a room for them. They had come with high hopes in the miracles of modern science. So they came to Bombay that at least Anand will be cured in in Mumbai hospitals. They told themselves that Anand would be cured at the hospital and he would again walk and run and even take part in the forthcoming table tennis tournament. So what they thought, if we'll take him to Bombay, he will become alright because in Bombay there are good hospitals for cancer patient and he'll become alright and he will take part in table tennis tournament and he would play the sitar, perhaps be a great sitarist. And one fine day, he'll play sitar, he will learn sitar, and he will become a great sitarist one day. But his condition grew worse with each passing day. So as the days were passing, his condition was becoming very bad day by day. And the doctors at the cancer hospital said, take him away. Give him the things he likes. Indulge him. Indulge means what? To allow, to enjoy the pleasure of something. So what the doctor said, keeping him in hospital is no use. Take him home and give him what he wants. So even doctors knew that the boy is not going to stay for any more days. Give him things he likes, indulge him. And they knew then that the boy had not many days to live. So, and the parents came to know why the doctor has given such kind of statement because the boy was not going to live for many days. But they did not voice their fears. They laughed and they laughed and smiled and talked and surrounded Anand with whatever made him happy. They fulfilled his every need and gave him whatever he asked for. So, whatever was Anand's demand, they gave him everything because even they knew Anand was not going to stay for many days. The chance of a lifetime, he was saying. When you are better, his mother said, this is not the last time they are going to play. Smita stood at the window looking at the traffic. So where Smita was standing, she was standing at the window and looking at the traffic. Her eyes wet with tears. Her eyes were wet with tears. And you know why her eyes were wet with tears. Her mother whispered, her mother spoke in a soft voice. But you, Smita, you must go. Your father will take you. So what mother said, Smita, you go with your father. Father will take you to this concert, to this program. When she was alone with Aunt Sushila, Smita cried out in a choked voice. Choked voice means even Smita was crying. No, how can I? We have always done things together, Anand and I. So Smita said, how can I leave Anand and go? So far, we both of them went together for every program. A walk in the park might make you feel better said Aunt Sushila, and Smita was grateful for the suggestion. So Aunt Sushila says, Smita, you look so tensed up. You go and have a walk in the garden. At least you will feel better. So, students, hope so. You have understood the lesson till here. In the next lecture, again we will continue from this page. Thank you.